This improv story is based on the idea of barbershop at sea. If you don't know anybody in here in the UK, a barbershop's barbers. Let the story commence. Craig was doing a cross-Atlantic sailing challenge. Going for the UK to going for Glasgow, down the Clyde, to New York in a boat. Non-stop. Halfway there, when he was in the doldrums, which isn't just a name for a kind of depression, but it's an actual area type of thing in the Atlantic of very low like wind and stuff happening. There's no movement. No movement. No wind. Doldrums. Doldrums. A state or period of stagnation or depression. An equatorial region of the Atlantic Ocean with calms, sudden storms, and light unpredictable winds. Monotonous, windless weather. There you go. Run about there. There you go. Fuck all happening. I don't know why. Anyway. So there is something. There obviously is something. He was there. And he lost communication with back home and all that. He was doing videos and he was sort of like sending them satellite kind of thing and all that. And he was like, God, I feel like I'm on the other side of the moon. Dark side of the moon. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Nothing's happening. And he was wanting to do it just purely by sail. He had an engine like for an emergency, but it's been tracked. If he switched it on, that was the whole challenge fucked. It was getting tracked for the Guinness Book of Records. And he was sitting there in the middle of nowhere, right in the middle of the Atlantic. If you want to know what that looks like, it looks something like this. So it looks like. And he was going like that, fuck. And he was thinking to himself, he went like, God, what am I going to do? And he had a feel his chin, and he went like that. He had time to think to himself and not think about how he was going to get there. And he felt his beard, and he's like, he scratched his head thinking about how long it's going to take for some wind to come. And he felt his hair, and it was all long. He's like, Christ, that's right. And he hadn't looked at himself for quite a while. He looked at himself in a wee mirror that he had. Long hair, big beard. And he thought, I could really do with a haircut. Like at a barber's. What is it they call it at a lot of barbers in America? Where I'm going to? A barber shop. It'd be good if there was a barber shop at sea. Just then, he saw in the distance a wee plume of smoke. He's like, what's that? Is that a fire on an island? But it got closer, and you could start to see a little boat. And they got closer and closer until this boat came up, and it was all stripy, like a barber's thing. And he heard this kind of singing. I'm not doing it justice. It was it sounded like a barbershop quartet. Here came this. Is this a barbershop at sea? And the boat arrived, and like it was coming towards him, and it had the big that there right in the middle instead of a mast. It was that where we. That's where the smoke was coming out of that at the top, and it was coming towards him, and he was like, "Oh my god, has this been sent by somebody to cut my hair? That's really good." But he noticed it wasn't slowing down. He was like, "Right," and he's like, "Where's the horn?" It wasn't slowing down, and he saw as it was getting closer, there was 4 guys that were dressed like them you just saw there, but they were tied to the mast. They were tied to it, and their faces were ripped like with a razor, and they were singing, but they were greeting like they were forced to do it. And on the boat, at the wee window at the front, you could see 3 wee guys, like about 13, 14-year-olds, 3 of them. And he was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." And he had no option, Craig had no option but to put on the fucking engine to try and move out the way. He thought, that's the whole challenge, fuck, but I'm going to get fucking killed by this boat. Hopefully they'll let me off it because it's an emergency. And he got out the way and he looked back and he could see them and they were going by like that. Like that. And one of them pointed a razor at him like that. Like, "You're next." And it started to turn the boat around. And then the boat slowed down. And the 3 wee guys jumped off and started swimming towards Craig. And Craig was going to stick on the fucking engine and get away, but he thought, this is an emergency. They actually might be in need of help. I've maybe read this wrong, this situation wrong. So he thought, I'll just see what happens. The 3 wee guys climbed on the boat. The first one climbed on the boat and ran at him with a pair of scissors. And Craig, because he was quite strong with doing all the mast stuff and all that and the sails, knocked the wee guy flying, broke his fucking jaw. And the second and the third wee guy got on at either side of the boat, so Craig couldn't decide what one should I go for, because if I go for that one, I'm turning my back to that one. These are wee guys, only 13, 14-year-olds, but wee bastards. He went for the one on the left, the one on the right got him. The one on the right jumped on him, and, like, wrapped his arms around Craig's neck. And he had scissors. And he started cutting at Craig's face to try and maybe slash him. But Craig kept ducking out the way. So it actually trimmed his beard. And then the other one, the one he was trying to attack, jumped up and started attacking him with scissors. And Craig was swinging about, was actually getting his hair cut. The third one that he cracked, the one whose jaw he cracked, got up like that. You know, that way they do in cartoons. And he started to explain the whole situation in a exposition sort of thing. The wee guy went like that. We're going to kill you. Just like we slashed up that barbershop lot. We stole a boat for Glasgow to come after you to kill you for a laugh. While we're gone here, we noticed this barbershop lot were sent by, like it was a charity thing. They saw it on their phones. Going to send them get my haircut. They intercepted it like pirates. and slashed the barbershop lot, forced them to sing, tied them up and forced them to sing. Said, if you stop singing, we're going to kill you and you're never going to see your families again. Some of them didn't believe that they were going to do it, so they slashed them just to fucking show them that they meant it. And Craig kept ducking and diving and managed to get a really good fucking haircut and beard trim. And then Craig grabbed all three of them with one hand by the throat. One. Look, see that? I can fit another 3 windpipes there. He hid them all together and he managed to they were almost like, imagine a 3-headed beast. Like that. He managed to grab them like that. All 3 windpipes. And he went like, you fucking, every cunt's fucking hid it up to here with all you wee bastards. And he went like, yeah! Crushed them. And he went, eh! The voices got higher. Right up. And then he pulled them out. Sharks went by. A shark went by, and you could tell by the look in its eyes, the shark was saying, I've been following you for quite a while. I'm no leaving without something to eat. So Craig was like, well, thank fucking God, these 3 wee guys are here. Take them. And the shark gave him a look, and you can't tell, it's dead hard to read a shark's feelings with its eyes, because they've got doll's eyes. But you could tell the shark was like, that'll do me for quite a bit. Don't worry. And I'll share that out amongst my other sharks, so you're going to be alright for the rest of your journey. And Craig went out to the barbershop lot to save them, but he didn't like the look of them. They just seemed like kind of fannies. So he slashed their throats and chucked them in the water for the trip back. For the sharks for the trip back, so hopefully their bellies were full. And he thought, I'm just going to tell everybody, the papers, the wee guys did it. The wee guys did it. But, so Craig, eventually the wind started blowing, and it was the sharks that helped. The sharks helped. The sharks came out of the water and started flapping their fins to help him, because they were so appreciative of the extra food. So they started going like that, and that kind of blew the sails and started them going towards New York. And he arrived in New York, and he was a fucking hero. And they went, oh my God, your hair and beard. He went, how would I look like? And he looked at the mirror. And he looked like this. He looked like... So it's just a bit of a trim. It was a bit of a trim. He still had a beard, but it was a trim, and he looked like exactly, and it's actually freaky how much it looks like this guy here. He looked exactly like that. That's actually freaky. That's exactly what he looked like. And that's the Barbershop Quartet suit. He wore that to kind of like pay his respects. And when journalists started going like that, American journalists saying, so let's go over it again. What happened? When did this happen? Who struck first? Who did it first? What you doing wearing the suit? When he started asking some fucking questions that were going to get, maybe they're going to catch him out, Craig just went like that. Freedom! Freedom! And the Americans pure lapped that up. They just shut up right away. Freedom fries! And free speech! And the right to bear arms. And they all lapped it up. The right to bear arms. Free speech and freedom fries. I love America. And they went fucking wild, man. They went wild. Instant citizenship. Instant. And that's a true story. And do you know who that guy was? Jake Gyllenhaal, that's him. That actually is him. That's why he looks so much like him. Because it is him. That's how Jake Gyllenhaal was created. The end. That's a true story. How do I know? Because I'm actually friends with Jake. I said to Jake the other day, we have a phone call once a week. And I said to him, you know what I like about you, Jake? All your films are always, they're usually a wee bit different. They're always a wee bit, you're always trying something a wee bit new. You're always trying something a bit different. Whether it's Night Stalker or that one with the spider. Nightcrawler, no Night Stalker. I said that to him as well. It was him that said Night Stalker. I said Nightcrawler, you mean? He went, oh my God, I can't even remember the names of my own films. Oh God. I'm just so tired right now. I said, take a break. Take a break for Hollywood. He said, you can't. It's like streaming. You can't take any days off in this business. You just can't. People forget about you. I said, take some time off. We appreciate you. Take some time off. He said, I can't. Can't do it.